In this recording, we're going to give you a quick walk around the MPS IDE to give you the basic concepts. So, obviously this is an IDE as usual. You've got a bunch of windows. They're also called tools in MPS around the frame. And then you have the main area for the editor. If you look at the logical view, the Explorer, I guess, we should start looking at this first. So you always have one project open. The project is the root node. The project is what Eclipse calls a workspace. You can have several projects open in different MPS windows at the same time, but in this kind of Explorer thingy, there is always one project. Now, inside a project, you fundamentally have solutions and languages. Solutions are, well, I should start with languages. Languages define meta stuff, right? Actual languages, code generators, type system rules, and so on. Solutions are application programs. So as an end user of mbeddr, you will at least initially not be confronted with languages, but mostly with solutions. So let's focus on solutions first. A solution, the inside of a solution, consists of models. Here is a model called default extensions, a model called new languages, and so on. These models are, in the end, XML files. Each of these models is stored as a single file. And then within such a model, you have so-called roots, right? A root is something like this. This is a C implementation module called components. There is other stuff, for example, there is a root called build configuration, another one called type size configuration. We'll get back to those when we learn more about how to write code in mbeddr. But the point is that each of these roots gets kind of one editor in which it kind of lives, and then it has any number of nodes below it, right? And so the core concepts are project, solution, model, and root. Root being kind of the logical, filey kind of thing that has its own editor. Models are the actual files, XML files that store code. Solutions are the unit of dependency management. You can define dependencies between solutions, and the project is the whole container. A solution can be in several projects when you include them. You can do that. You can go here on project paths and just specify the number of, or the set of solutions you want to be in there, right? You can press add and add another solution to your project. So the project basically is the thing that organizes a particular work task, whereas the solution and language modules are kind of the physical modules that you use to organize resources and artifacts. Now, in addition, as you can see, there is all these yellow things, right? So these are called folders. You can organize any number of languages or solutions into folders. These are just simply, just mark them. You say, where is it, set folder, and you can put them into folders. That's just a way of organizing, the layout of the solutions and languages. In the same way, you can organize your models, right? You can organize your models into folders. There should be a set folder somewhere. So, for example, this one is the mbeddr.tutorial.main model, and inside models, your roots can also be organized again into what's called virtual packages. So you can select this here and call set virtual package, and then let's say example, and now it's in the example virtual package. I'm going to remove this again. So virtual package, nothing. These are also just to organize the structure of your workspace. Okay, so that was mostly the Explorer. There are some other interesting things. For example, you can, if you select the program element, like this one, there is the so-called inspector here, which for some elements lets you specify additional properties. There is currently nothing there. It only specifies what the type is. So main seems to be an implementation module. The same way you can press Ctrl Alt V for visualization, and you get another view or tool opened right here. You can click on things. So this is just generally how the IDE works. Of course, you have a menu bar. You have typically relatively long context menus. They will be shorter over time. We will define a version of mbeddr that does not include all the language development stuff. But this is generally the layout. You can switch between some of these tools on the side with these little windows. You can, hide some of those. You can double click on an editor tab and it maximizes. So this is it's basically like Eclipse. So if you know Eclipse, that should be familiar. Okay, in the next video, we're going to talk about actually writing some code.